Careers in STEM are not limited to science labs or computer coding. Sometimes they're found right at home plate. This week's Growing STEM takes us inside the world of sports engineering. For generations, baseball bats have looked pretty much the same, but engineers and designers at one company wondered if a small change could make a big difference. And their inspiration? A good old axe. Its handle naturally positions the hands the same way every time. Using principles of ergonomics, the company designed a grip intended to improve barrel control while reducing strain on a player's hands and wrists.
When you hold the bat in one direction, you're always hitting on the best part of the grain. So we're always aligning the bats so that the players are hitting on the exact proper part of the grain every time.
For me personally, so I'm a left-handed hitter, but I'm right-hand dominant in my life. So having it sit like that, it's just easier for me to kind of yank it and pull it with my bottom hand, like my motor hand, that is. Really works for the way that I swing, really works for how I like to hold the bat up here in my fingertips, and just kind of gets the barrel where it needs to be.
Isn't that interesting? Axe bats are legal. They're permitted in Major League play all the way down through travel and youth circuits. Some players will switch to them as they rehab hand or wrist injuries. And of course, Jay has an opinion on this.
Yeah, I'm such a traditionalist. Remember last year when the big news was torpedo bats?
Yeah.
And the Yankees were using them. They were hitting home runs like crazy. And they've really kind of gone away. There's still a number of players that use them, but they certainly haven't taken over the sport like everyone thought they would last April. On the axe handle bat, I demoed one last year at a tournament in Florida, and I have to say, I didn't like the way my right hand rolled over at contact.
Interesting.
I felt it was restricted by the shape of the handle. A few guys use them in the major leagues. They haven't taken over yet, but it'll be interesting to see over time if they do become the norm.
Well, I equate it to like in golf, the putters.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the putters are down, you know, where the typical putters are, but there's some guys that use the putters that are really long handled and they hold it to their chest.
Yeah, the PGA now has said you can't do that anymore.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Yeah, they've made those illegal.
Well, now I know.
Because there was a known advantage.
Right, so that's where, you know, like these little changes in some of the technology
it's
of
funny how
bats
they come and go.
Kind of be a similar thing. All right.
We'll keep an eye on it, I promise.
Yeah, right, Jay will.
Coming up.